All right, thank you so much. Welcome to another episode of the AI for Selling Effectiveness workshop. Of course, it's a sub-brand of the Sales Game Changers podcast. Zeev Wexler, we are doing close to 800 Sales Game Changers podcast episodes. And every other show, we're doing a show on AI for selling effectiveness. And we have Gina Stracuzzi on the show today. And everybody knows Gina. She is the host of the Sales Game Changers podcast, Women in Sales Leadership podcast. And what we're going to be talking about today, there's events popping up all over the place as it relates to AI, but we specifically focus on selling effectiveness. And we have two great events coming up on October 9th. It's the Women in Sales Leadership Elevation Conference, Gina, and it's going to be on October 9th. It's going to be live and in person in Tysons Corner in Virginia. It's a full day event. It's going to be fabulous. This is what, the fourth Women in Sales Leadership Elevation Conference?
Yes. Unbelievable, isn't it?
Unbelievable. It's also going to be run, of course, by the Center for Elevating Women in Sales Leadership, and that's going to be live in person. And Zeev Wexler, the next day on October 10th, we have another opportunity at the Carasoft Conference and Collaboration Center and virtual. It's a hybrid program. It's a Selling Essentials workshop put on by the Institute for Effective Professional Selling, and that's going to be called 9 Rules for AI Selling Effectiveness.
I'm excited for both. I'll attend both, and I cannot wait. This is so exciting.
It's going to be amazing. I mean, the selling professionals around the globe who participate in both of these are going to be, if they don't take their career to 5 levels above, after participating in both the conference and the Selling Essentials workshop, they need to rethink how they do their learning. But Gina, let's talk about the Women in Sales Leadership Elevation Conference. The future is female, women leading with clarity and conviction in an AI-driven sales world. What are we going to be talking about on October 9th?
Well, we're going to be talking about a lot of things, Fred. This is such a unique point in history, right? And we're pretty much all of us, except for the rocket scientists of the world, coming into AI at the same time. And it is crucial that women learn to not just use it, but fully appreciate its value, and so they can leverage it to advance their careers and get ahead, and to make sure that they are part of the conversation. Because if we're not part of the conversation, then the future of what's happening next won't include us, not the way it should. So, I mean, AI isn't coming, it's already here. It's rewriting the sales playbook, and women in sales need to be part of that conversation, period.
Yeah, Gina, for people who may not know, the Center for Elevating Women in Sales Leadership, main sponsor for the program. Again, sponsorships are available. We're going to have a lot of great corporations at the event, B2B,
Absolutely.
B2G sales professionals. Tell us a little bit about the Center for Elevating Women in Sales Leadership.
Well, the center is, something we've been working on for since we started the forum, almost 8 years ago. And it's really the culmination of everything that we want to do to help women excel. And the center is kind of an overarching umbrella of courses and communities and leadership opportunities, all meant to bring more women into sales, bring more women of color into sales, and make sure that we get every opportunity there is and that we are leading the charge. So it's really meant to be this organizational opportunity to be involved at every level.
So at the conference, Leadership Elevation Conference, what types of companies will be there? And a lot of times when people come to a conference, they also want to network and meet people
Yeah,
that they can do business with. Is that going to be something that's going to be a big part of this as well?
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, one of the beauties of the center and IEPS overall is the kinds of people that are in the room. I mean, these are all the big tech giants: AWS, Oracle, Intel. Um, we'll have people from Splunk and Okta and, you name it, Cisco, huge names, Salesforce. And in addition, we will have Hilton and Cvent and marketing companies and just you name it, there will be in the room. And it's the opportunity to network, to grow your network, but also just align with other women and allies that can really bring this opportunity, this AI opportunity to life is going to be exceptional.
Zev, one thing that Gina alluded to that we talk a lot about on the AI for Selling Effectiveness podcast is that, this is kind of the Wild West, as you describe it. And Gina made a great point that we're all kind of coming at this at the same time. And one of the themes that we hit on every other week with the with the AI for Selling Effectiveness podcast is that people are all over the place, and corporations, organizations are trying to get their arms around this from a governance perspective.
Absolutely. So before that, first of all, Gina, what you guys do is amazing. The camaraderie, the level of
Mm.
women, it's amazing. It's not just networking. You guys help each other. I've seen you grow, and it's incredible and amazing the level of ladies that come and the way you guys help each other. And then
Absolutely.
something that we found out, Fred, and we've shared it together, is women, especially women with experience, are the best users of AI. So we gotta encourage them to come in and learn and actually share their wisdom, because they know how to use AI even better than some of us men. Men have a lot more confidence, but you guys have a way to contextualize and give so much more, and it's so useful for AI. So I'm so excited for this event, and I'm so excited to bring in some more guidance and bring in some more structure to how to use AI. And women are so greatly equipped to use AI. It's even more than us.
Yeah, that's true. That is so true. Well, it really aligns with why women are so great at sales overall. They're good at listening and then thinking and then helping people make those connections, tie all the things together and then help everyone else in the room. So I love that you said that and that research backs it up.
Yeah, so Gina, before we talk to Zev about the October 10th event, what is your message to people listening to today's podcast, the AI for Selling Effectiveness podcast? What do you want to tell them so that they'll definitely put October 9th on their calendar?
Well, we're going to be covering everything from the new sales landscape using AI and, how women can, should, and are already being part of that so that, if you're doing everything you can. We'll be talking about the career opportunities that are coming up. We're going to be talking about what it means to be at the strategy table for selling, for your sales organization, and why it's so critical that you are at that table. We'll be talking about policy and ethics and, why we have to use our voices when it comes to this, because to Zev's point, we're all still feeding AI, right? We are helping it to learn. And if our voices aren't part of that, it's not going to learn our point of view. And those point of views are critical to the sales organization's success. I mean, that's been proven many times over. If you don't have women involved, you are leaving money on the table. And that's going to be even more true with AI. So it's how to have your voice in this, how to feel brave, how to feel convicted, and how to be part of it.
It's going to be exciting. October
It
9th,
is.
it's in Tysons Corner, Virginia. It's going to be a full day event. Just before we get on, Zev, you also have a very special keynote as well.
I
Yes,
do,
yes.
and I'm
Oh, go ahead.
sorry, I'm really excited about it. The sales game is changing with AI, but sometimes not for the better. And Fred, you and I had so many conversations about that. Sometimes we become mediocre by using AI wrong. And
Mm.
that's something that we're going to teach people how not to do. So this is something that excites me, and I'm going to invite everybody that comes to your incredible event on the 9th, which I can't wait to see. There are rules to using AI. And sometimes if you use it wrong, you're just becoming noise. And we're going to teach professionals how to not become noise, how to not become mediocre, how to use AI to increase their sales, increase their closing, B2B, B2G, how to use AI the right way. Because, like a lot of us see, sometimes, or a lot of times, salespeople don't use AI correctly, and that's what we're going to teach them. And we have a great program. We're going to teach them the steps, how to do it, what to use in order to use AI and make their own voice amplified, and not some AI voice that just is noise.
So on October 10th, it's a Selling Essentials workshop from the Institute for Effective Professional Selling, 9 rules for AI selling effects. And it's going to be hybrid. So if you're around the globe, you can watch us participate via the program on Zoom. If you're in the East Coast of the United States, you can come to Reston, Virginia, the Carousel Conference and Collaboration Center. We're going to be opening the doors at 8 o'clock for light breakfast, and then for an hour and a half from 8:30 to 10, we're going to be talking about these. Zev, give us an insight into give us one of the 9 rules that you're going to be talking about.
So one important rule is, there's a lot of systems out there. And many of us, tend to just use one. Let's call the elephant in the room ChatGPT. And as good as ChatGPT is, all of the ChatGPT prompts and what comes out of them kind of sound the same. So what
Mm.
we'll be teaching you is how to use different models, how to use ChatGPT maybe to start with, but then going into some different models to really differentiate your own voice, to make sure that you sound the way you should be and not how everybody else sound when they use ChatGPT. So that's one of the 9 rules, but we're going to dive deeper and we're going to really teach you how to prompt, what you need to do, how you need to make sure that what you're putting out there is not what everybody else is putting out there.
Yeah, so for both programs on October 9th, the Women in Sales Leadership Elevation Conference and the Selling Essentials Workshop on October 10th, it's for B2B and B2G selling professionals.
Hmm.
And the other people who would also get a lot of benefit are people who are responsible for setting some of the governance, right? One of the things we keep talking about is at the rep level, at the AE, at the sales manager level, a lot of tool use is happening. And like you just said, Zev, could be good, could be bad, whatever, but a lot of things people are learning. They've learned how to use certain tools for writing emails, for doing research, for messaging, whatever it might be. But one of the big challenges is, how does your corporation, how does your organization get their arms around this? Gina, before we wrap up on today's AI for Selling Effectiveness podcast, I mentioned briefly, we have a great keynote as well on October 9th. Dr. Margie Warrell. Talk a little bit about what she's going to be talking about and why we're so excited to have her.
Right, absolutely. Well, Margie is just a phenomenal speaker, and she has a book, which is a lot of what she talks about, the courage gap.
Mm.
And the reason she is such a phenomenal speaker to kick off the day is, with all the insights and knowledge that women bring to the table, it can still be hard to speak up, to take a stand, to make suggestions, especially if when you do, it's not met with a best reaction, or maybe it's not met with any reaction at all. And that holds people back, right? That really holds women back. So Margie's book is The Courage Gap. And it's really about what happens when women shy away from using their voice. Because courage isn't about, defeating dragons or something. It's really about using your voice, feeling confident, and taking that chance. And that's why that piece is going to be so important in the AI revolution, that you are courageous and that you feel empowered to use AI in ways that you hadn't maybe thought of. So I would say, come to the conference and then stick around for Zeb's presentation on the 10th, because the two are so closely tied together, and knowledge is power, as always.
Yeah, once again, if you're local to the DMV, the District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia, you definitely want to attend both. And if you're looking for something to do for a couple of days, come to Northern Virginia to attend the Leadership Elevation Conference on October 9th in Tysons Corner, and Zeev Wexler, the Selling Essentials Workshop in Reston, Virginia on the 10th. Zev, any final thoughts you want to share before we ask Gina for her final thoughts?
I cannot wait to come on the 9th and listen to Margie. I think the courage gap is so important. And so many women in our lives are so brilliant, yet us men, we just got the confidence to shout it out. So I love that. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see everybody at the event. And then please stick around because there's so much to learn with AI. With AI, it's education, education, education. And Fred, you and I both know this. Even guys that are used to knowing everything and our leaders, they don't want to get into something new. AI is not going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. AI is here to stay and to completely disrupt what we're doing. So come and learn with us. Come be in a room full of people that are really good at what they do, but are learning how to use AI better in order to sell. I cannot wait. And Gina, I cannot wait to see your event.
Gina, any
Wonderful.
final
Thank
thoughts you
you.
want? Yeah, give us final
Yeah.
encouragement.
Yes, 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 yes. Well, one other thing we're going to be doing at the conference is we're going to have a lot of frontline stories, and these will be panels and workshop type things, discussions led by women who are already breaking the barriers with AI and really leading the way. So those will be really great conversations. But the biggest thing I want you to know is we're going to have fun,
Mm,
right? We're going to have a lot of fun with this new tool we're all going to be using, and we're going to have fun figuring out how to put it to work for us.
yeah, both days are going to be great. October 9th, October 10th. Go to theiEPS.com, theiEPS.com, and you'll see the links to both events to register. All right, it's going to be a lot of fun. I want to thank Zeev Wexler for being on today's AI for Selling Effectiveness podcast, and of course, Gina Stracuzzi, the president of the Center for Elevating Women in Sales Leadership. It's going to be a lot of fun as we approach both of those events. My name is Fred Diamond.